I guess you missed the speed gaming days where people would build like multiple BKBs and then get refreshers at the end, and then I guess refresh Midas, refresh Sheep, refresh BKB.
Oh my
Those
god.
days were kind of awful, to be honest with each
I
other here.
remember, what was it? Mushi had like 3 BKBs that he had just like, you couldn't sell them anymore, but you could like keep buying fresh ones. And he just kept dropping them in his base. God, those are
Yeah,
the
how many charges
days.
did he go through before he decided to buy a new one?
I
All of
don't.
them?
Yeah, I think so. It was like such a long game. I'm trying to remember which. Grant would know this probably. I can't remember, but I just remember like watching just the piles of BKBs, and like remember before we had like backpacks and stuff. You see like who was it? No Tails Naga like had to have a whole courier to himself.
Oh yeah. You got the courier acting as your backpack, your second inventory.
Yeah,
You have to
like
be
it's
really careful with
those
it.
those were the days before we had a dedicated TP slot. Man, kids these days won't know. Feel like an old lady right now. All
Only
right,
90s kids would remember these things.
now we're going further back than that. But
Yikes.
shut up, Neff. Anyways, I do like the pick up of the Oracle. I feel like this is a very, very strong hero. Just because of the fact that you do have, a soft dispel, I guess. Is that what did you call it with the Q, the Fortune's End? Able to purge off some of that. But then you also have the hard dispel when you use the ultimate on people. And you've got healing now coming out from Necrophos. So whoever is going to be, fighting in the middle of everything, you're going to have, Death Pulse coming out from Necrophos. You've got, all of Oracle's kit that's available to you too. It's going to be really hard to kill anyone, I feel.
Hmm.
But then, of course,
Yeah,
you've got the Magnus who's going to be able to throw the Empower on the Ember Spirit. You've got better team fight coming out from Chaos right now. So, what do you think?
hmm Um, I think the Oracle pickup was super good. Again, it denies the Ember from getting a lot of kills. It's super easy for a hero like Oracle just to teleport in mid when Ember's trying to dive a hero. Throw that W onto him. Said again. All the spells have silly names, so I'm just gonna call it the W. Throw the
There's a lot
W
of
on.
there's a lot of F. There's what is it? Fortune's End, Fate's Edict,
Faith,
Purifying
Edict.
Flames, and False Promise.
Yeah.
Those are all of
Anyways.
them.
Fortune's End, that's the one. So he uses Fortune's End on someone, he heals them up, and then suddenly a lot of whatever Spirit can do, as far as diving and like, bursting down these heroes in the early game, is negated by Oracle because he stops all that magical damage. And at the start, Ember Spirit is mostly magical damage. So that was a really good pickup in response to Ember Spirit. And again, like you were saying, the soft dispel on top of like being able to purge off the Searing Change from the Ember Spirit, it'll also purge off Ember Spirit's Flame Guard, so you hit two birds, one stone, helping an ally and messing up the Ember Spirit.
It looks like Chaos did their homework as well because there's not going to be a Kunkka in this game for Butterfly Effect. I had that in like two of their most recent games, I believe. They're a very big fan of that. I think who's playing mid? Is it Adriano 4DR who's playing mid for Butterfly Effect? Because I know that Mandy, or Leo as he's now going by, everybody changes their names at the SA Dota scene. Laposa's Lelis now. Leo was Mandy. I believe Mandy is their position one though, so I'm sure they swap off too. But why
Mhm.
did they ban Jug? Are they thinking that that's an offlane Razor? No. What?
The thinking it's to support Magnus.
That's true. But
Offlane Razor, maybe. Could be.
well, support
But
Magnus makes sense, right? Position 5 Vengeful, position 4 Magnus. You could put the Razor in the off lane if you wanted. You put the Ember in mid and then take a Jug? Like, that'd be so greedy of Chaos.
gonna be honest, I would have banned something like Spirit Breaker or even Ancient Apparition. Those two would be pretty scary here.
Okay, we get the Lena now pick up for Butterfly Effect. That's going to help siege some buildings. I guess it's not too scary, right? Because I feel like they're all kind of squishy, but you do have a lot of save coming out from, well, not save, but heals coming out from the rest of the side of Butterfly Effect. But I'm just confused because they don't have team fight enough
On the side of Butterfly
on the
Effect?
side of Butterfly Effect. Yeah, they've got plenty of team
Yeah.
fight coming out from Chaos, but
I mean, you have the save. The things Oracle does in a team fight is insane. Same with Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin's positioning is really good. He can be extremely powerful in a team fight. The amount of disable he has with just his two skills is actually insane just based on his positioning. So as much as you say they don't really
uh,
have hmm? So the
did
Spectre coming out and
no,
then
no, no, no,
you
no.
wanting to
It's a position 5 Ember Spirit.
what?
Position 4,
Oh,
sorry, because Misery switched off with. No, no, didn't they? Yeah, Misery is position 4 now, I believe, and King RD is position 5. So HFN Spectre.
Oh my god.
Neff is speechless. This is a first.
I didn't even see that. What did they? All right. Is this like the meme hammer Ember Spirit?
I don't know. I'm super excited. Also, Weeha's razor looks weird. It looks like a pinata.
It looks like one of those really deep sea fish, you know?
Yeah, like an anglerfish or something.
Yeah.
All right, well, they're feeling extremely confident with the fact that they went with an HFN Spectre and a position for Ember Spirit. I don't know what the position for Ember Spirit build is.
Uh, Meteor hammer.
Okay, all right.
You
Well,
can
that
actually
that goes
drop your
along
meteor.
well.
You can drop your meteor hammer while you're using Sleight of Fist.
Oh my God.
Fun fact. It's not good. Don't get me wrong.
Misery, please.
I can't do it.
All right,
I
well,
think
I'm
I've seen
excited.
I've seen it before actually. Except I think it was mid. Who was playing it? God, it was an NADCL. Again, this is something Grant would know.
Yeah, I know.
And then they ended up losing the game, of course, with the Meteor Hammer Ember Spear. They weren't able to close it out fast enough. But it definitely happened in ADCL.
All right, well, we'll head into this game. We'll find out. I mean, the Meteor Hammer goes well with, being able to help take down some buildings. Going to be able to go along with that RP if Tavo gets a really good one. Oh my gosh. And now I have to run my own obs. Where's my Screppas? Where's my JJ? I've gotten too spoiled, guys. GG, we lost.
Scruppers, JJ, please help Moxie. And I'm going to have to restart Dota because my camera is locked.
Oh no. Well, at least I don't have that problem. I was so
Sure.
curious to see this Misery build. I'm actually very excited about this.
I mean, again, I've run Pause Ember before in a really low skill game. I'm not sure how it works in Pro Dota though.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm very excited. But pretty tame stuff right now. No one's, really trying to grab anyone else's runes, although you do see that Misery's up here just poking around, seeing what he can find out.
hmm I like where the Dire ended up putting their Observer wards a little bit further back. Generally, when you go to deward the mid, you're going to drop it right in the center of the river over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this ward over here is going to get caught out by that, but this ward over here doesn't, and it still provides decent vision coverage. I mean, yeah, you can't see up the hill or anything like that during nighttime, and that kind of sucks, but your ward isn't going to get dewarded, and for mid, you get 100 gold and 100 EXP. That can swing the lane completely in your favor a lot of the time.
Ah, nice. King RD, you're going to be able to grab that bounty rune while everyone was playing around with Misery over here. The old, not bait and switch, but they were definitely like, oh, look, we're playing, we're having fun. And then all of a sudden, King RD from the low ground, hi. Hello.
I'm also here.
Yes, don't forget about me. Don't you forget about Misery. Or King RD.
It's early.
It
You need
is
to have
early.
your gamer juice.
My gamer juice. So yeah, over here in the mid lane, this is kind of nice. You've got, usually you have some trouble with dealing with Razor early on because he's got that static link. But of course, when you're playing Lina, you can drop that Light Strike Array and disengage. Although he does steal a decent chunk. He's got 19 right now.
But it's a little bit harder for Razor against Lina because that's one of the highest attack range heroes in the game. It's 670, so a little bit hard to close that gap. Of course, she does have a decent wind-up time for her auto attacks, so you can close it in that time. But Razor, if he isn't careful, gets harassed out of the lane.
No, for sure. And also, I feel like Razor just has a really strange backswing on his auto attacks as well. So definitely have a little bit easier time when you're playing the Lina. Top lane, Tavo's getting harassed pretty strong here. Not going to be able to steal anything. Misery, of course, just constantly poking and prodding. Has that slight. Level 1.
I feel like
This
that's
is so
not the
weird.
build, but I don't know what the build is. I'm going to be honest with you.
What would you get, though? Ooh, Tavo! Oh, 444 going to be able to get the first blood in the top lane. That's crazy. He actually only has 1 point in the Purifying Flames. Usually you don't see kills coming out until you've got 2.
Doubles the damage at level 2. Makes it a lot more worth it for you to use Fortune's End afterwards. You really don't have the kind of damage, but he was getting poked and prodded just like Easton, I guess, just dropped. I'm not sure if it's worth it to die to them at that point or worth it to head back to the base.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually very surprised that Tavo allowed himself to get that low. Misery needs to be careful here too. He's taking a decent amount of damage. Throws out the Searing Chains. Will be able to throw Shockwave back. Misery! Oh, the slide at the last second. They find the kill. Misery! God, the body block's coming out from Tavo. Gonna be able to keep Misery alive. What a player.
Oh my god, we knocked it, but here it is working. We're watching the meta being developed right in front of our eyes.
This is, yes, expected. Expect to see the position for Ember Spirit coming to a pub near you.
I hope that, well, I'm not going to be playing pubs for the next
Oh,
week,
bottom lane, HFN sitting really low. He's going to be able to walk away with 40-something hit points.
Nice try catching that. Yeah, he has a salve with him, so he's going to be completely fine. But this is a scary lane to be in. Nyx Assassin's got 2 mangoes on him and a stick with charges, so every time that the Spectre wants to go in to get a last hit, it's pretty easy to predict that Impale. Then you're going to get hit by like 3 right clicks and a death falls from the Necrophos.
And it's pretty impossible to take down any of these heroes. You just really want to make sure that HFN can get his farm up in this lane. I don't think he can do anything beyond that because the Vengeful Spirit is more of a defensive support. And of course, you know, HFN is not quite dealing that damage that he wants to be just yet, so.
But yeah, already like he's sending himself out salves and tangos at the moment, and he only has like here 15 CS, so he's not doing that great, and he's spending a lot of his money on regen. So things really aren't working out properly here if you're HFN.
I think Misery, if he's not careful, he's going to get taken down here. There's going to be the final hit that comes out from Leo. He's trying to poke and prod a little bit.
Right, you're in charge of obs now. I actually missed that one as well.
Well, yeah. The play-by-play usually is in charge of obs. Usually, oh, HFN, the Death Pulse comes out. Doesn't feel like they want to dive this tower, but he's out of most of his regen other than one other tango. There is a regen rune down at the bottom if they want to try to go for it, and 5 minutes is coming up, so they could go for bounty runes and shrines. But they're definitely putting the pressure down here. He needs to be careful. They're going to dive him. Theolacor gets the Impale off. Lilith following up, and that's just a dead HFN.
And like again, that's the opposite of what you want happening to your Spectre in the early game. I feel like they have to switch lanes up or something like that because this just isn't working. This lane is too strong with the Nyx Assassin and the Necrophos here.
Oh, top lane again. 4-4. Going to be able to walk away. Misery needs to be careful now. Leo running him down slowly but surely. They've cut that Purifying Flames. They need one more hit to do the trick, but the body block's coming out from Tavo. Going to keep Misery alive. He'll bottle up the bounty rune. We'll be able to cancel it out. Skewer pulling him back. These two guys are just, the synergy is really incredible watching the way that they play together. Tavo just constantly pulling him back, body blocking. This is pretty cool to watch.
Enabling Misery to do basically whatever he wants. Same time there in the bottom lane, Nyx Assassin actually went down and they almost dropped the Vengeful Spirit too, but he managed to get under the tower just before they finished him off there on the Necrophos.
Man, I miss South American Dota.
Just non-stop action.
Just non-stop action, some different kind of builds. You know, that's the fun of like doing regionals though. I think anyone that follows the regional scene, whether it's, you know, North America or, you know, Europe, China, SEA, they all have their own special flavor that you miss out of when you're casting the big stage. You still get really, really exciting Dota, obviously, because that's why everybody goes to those events. But it is kind of nice. It's like kind of homey feeling, right? Jump over though onto the mid lane. They'll land the Searing Chains, followed up with the Magic Missile, and Weeha will be able to find himself a kill on Lina.
So that's the one weakness of Lina. You're slow-ish, you don't really have a lot of HP or armor, so you are super susceptible to ganks, especially when a Position 4 Ember Spirit is roaming on you. Hits you from pretty far away with the sleight of fist chains.
No one suspects the Position 4 Ember Spirit roaming on you. Bottom lane, Theolacor. He's got an Invis rune. He's looking for the angle over here onto King RD. Lilith's going to be just fine. It's just the pressure is really on HFN right now. It would be a true testament to see if they can get themselves, buy themselves enough time, right? And get the Spectre online. And it is HFN, so I have a feeling that they'll be able to do it. Although he is trapped in the trees, and they've got a scythe with his name on it. Not quite enough damage, though. HFN needing to run himself out. Still juking around here through those trees, trying to break some ankles, eating through trees as well. Lelis now stuck in with all of these lovely creeps. He and Theolacore, they ping out. They know he's in there somewhere, but the dagger coming out from HFN should be able to get him further away into the trees until he can eventually get himself that TP scroll.
Yep. No way they bring him down now. He's got 4 Tangers on him. He doesn't even need a TP scroll. He's staying here. He can Quelling Blade his way through the trees, you know. He's just a lumberjack now.
This is his life
the life
now.
that he's living.
This is what happens when spooky ghosts no longer have the taste for war. They settle down, have a little spooky ghost family, and become lumberjacks.
As is tradition in Spectre's family.
It's a rite of passage for all Spectres.
Top lane, Terrorblade actually popped Metamorphosis. They saw a small little engagement up there, but nothing ends up happening. They actually have to be kind of careful. There's a lot of damage coming out from this Ember Spirit. This position 4 Ember Spirit.
Yeah, he's been really on point. He's gotten some really nice slides. He's gotten the chains off too, just like that. And then, you know, with Tavo on the Magnus, he's able to just, you know, drag him back, reposition. It's been tough. Although 40R making a rotation now, going to be able to help him out with the stack. They don't want to allow the Magnus to take it. Tavo sitting at level 6, hasn't opted to go for that RP though. Wants to just farm up and just mess as much as he can with the Terrorblade, I think, since they're messing with his Spectre super hard.
Yeah. And as much as I hate to say this, I think there's a little bit of skill difference here between Weehaw in the mid and sorry, 4DR.
Leo. No, sorry, Leo's doing the other one.
Yeah, 4DR. Just because, I don't know, this Razor is a lot further ahead of Lina than Razor should be. I mean, sure, Lina did die once from the Ember Spirit gank, but even before that, the Razor seemed a little bit ahead. And I think that Lina just has an easier time in this matchup, or should, in theory.
I think the matchup, like you said, is definitely a big part of it, but I also think that Adriano has been in various positions over the past year. I think he was playing off lane for a while for, was it Flying Penguins, or was that before Flying Penguins? Oh, okay. Misery in for some trouble. They're going to lock him down, use the Scythe, and no more position for Ember Spirit to worry about.
Yeah, that's enough of you, Misery.
That's
Take
enough
your
out of you.
shenanigans elsewhere.
Well, he's been really annoying, right? Even if he's not getting kills, just constantly, you know, poking, sliding, throwing out the searing chains, making it so you can't farm effectively. But they have.
Oh,
What's that?
Sorry, you continue.
I was gonna say they have forced the Spectre though out of bottom lane completely now, which is not where the Spectre really wants to be. They'd rather be in a lane farming, but with the Empower, I think it's okay. It's not great,
Yeah.
but.
But this was bound to happen, just given how hard that lane was. You're sort of forced to be there until you have your items and until you can be by the Magnus for him to use Empower on you. You're stuck dealing with your shitty situation, but I was going to say that Ember Spirit is using this Sleight of Chain, like, early level cooldown reduction pretty well, because it was like, what, yeah, over here, 30-22, 14-6 to 18-14, 10-6. It's actually pretty significant. Having another like 12-second reduction. You do a lot of bonus hero damage with that skill as well.
Well, I mean, we were joking about saying, like, you know, we're watching the meta unfold, but it could be possible that we'd be seeing more and more of this. You never know. I mean, it's Dota, right? I actually remember I was talking with Jenkins when one of the patches first came out about the rework of Abaddon's Mist Coil, and he's like, we're going to see this guy in lane, he's going to be spamming that Mist Coil, he's going to be, you know, like the new Skywrath Mage, and a lot of people, like, laughed at him, but then we saw Secret and Liquid both picking up that hero, using it pretty well, actually, that Suicide in lane. Lina in for some trouble, though. They've got that Atos, good follow-up with the Light Strike Ray, and the Laguna Blade. Weehaw is just evaporated. Think about turning this around. Misery making a rotation. He's going to be able to get the Slight, the Searing Change, followed up with the Magic Missile. The Oracle going to be able to save him, though. Negate all that magic damage. Oof. King RD is sitting very, very low now. They still want to go back in on this. They've got Tavo.
Tavo's pretty low on mana at the moment, so I don't really think he can go in. He's only got 2 spells, his Empower and his Shockwave, so.
Yeah, but they don't know that. I'm going to try to go for that Denial. Misery will find it. Root holding into place, followed up with those Searing Chains. Ghost Shroud will get popped. Man, Oracle's just such a good hero right now. Skewer pulling him back again. We'll be able to go link him up. And just slowly click down 444.
Yeah, down he goes. I mean, it's his job to save the Lina. That's or any heroes that are kind of susceptible. And that's exactly what he did over there. He saved the Lina, let them die at the tower, let them take the tower. So, actually, it was denied by Misery. That pesky pause for Ember Spirit.
It's doing work. It's like a little mosquito. It just drives you nuts.
Yeah, Misery the mosquito.
I'm sure he'll love that we're calling him that.
Yeah.
All right, Tread's online now for HFN. Not feeling the best right now. He's not in the top 3 of net worth, but again, as long as this team can make him space, I'm sure it'll be just fine. But do you have the Nyx Assassin? We've got Vendetta. Take a look over at King RD here. The rest of the team making their way over. Doesn't seem to suspect anything just yet. The Impale going to be able to land, followed up with the Light Strike Array and the Laguna Blade.
Yep. Is Laguna even necessary there? I mean, just
probably not. You know,
right?
style points. Middle lane, 444 is going to get taken out by Weeha. There's going to be the TP rotation coming out from Theolacor, but doesn't have anything to really follow it up at this time other than that Spike Carapace.
By the way, this is the Kamehameha Laguna Blade.
Just, is it?
For reference. I know that you probably don't know this yet.
I did not. I'm surprised. Lizard's such a weeb and he never told me.
Is he?
Shake my head. Yes. Yes, he is. He's such a weeb.
Like all anime watchers, he's quite handsome.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, back to Dota. I remember, so they kept doing the community topic at Dream League, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like every day, I think it was Tom who wanted them to ask an anime question, and Dagny was just, no, we're not asking about anime. We did it once, never again. And then they ended up doing it anyways. But top tower is going to get a lot of pressure placed down. They have the sentry ward over here just for the dewarding, so I don't think they know that the Nyx is quite there unless he gets within tower range. But this is a lot of space right now for Weeha, who's just hanging out in the mid lane, farming up, hitting creeps. And they're dedicating 5 heroes up here, Nuff. 5 heroes trying to take this tower, and they haven't been able to do anything with it just yet.
I mean, you've got really good ways to spam out the waves. You're doing damage to the hero with a Sleight of Fist on Ember Spirit. You're constantly killing the creeps with a Shockwave. I mean, you think just the Terrorblade by himself... Okay, the tower's gone. Anyways, you think that just the Terrorblade by himself with Metamorphosis Pop would be able to take any tower, like, with ease, right? Mm-hmm. But all 5 heroes sitting up there, and that's really good for Spectre, because Spectre finally gets a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, so she needs that desperately.
Yes, ButterFly Effect probably forgot about the Spectre a little bit right there, because they were so tunnel visioned in on that tower.
All right, runes are up and ready. Atos going to get thrown out over on Nyx. We'll be able to just use that Spike Carapace again. They'll actually use the Hell's Promise over on the Nyx, try to keep him alive. The Disarm coming out. Misery trying to still put out some magic damage. Needs to be careful. Will have to go jump himself to a Remnant if possible. All that over 1 rune. Actually,
those things are valuable
too. They are.
I think they're worth almost as much, if not more, like as the game progresses, than towers. Remember when you got gold for killing towers? That was sick.
That was great. That was a good time. That was when objective-based Dota... No.
Okay, that was awful. TI4.
Yeah, it was just Deathfall strats. Oh, HFN, do you know what is waiting for you on the other side of this river? Nyx showing himself immediately, going to try to hide himself here into the trees. Light Striker right, they'll follow up with the Impale. They need a little bit more damage here. They'll actually drop a ward trying to get vision, but oh no, the Prowlers. Prowlers are turning on poor HFN here. They've chosen their allegiance.
I actually love those Prowlers and what they add to the game, because all the time feels like, at the worst times, the Prowlers just show up when you're in a team fight or you're trying to clear a camp and you're really low level. It's always just the Prowlers. They're like the Gary Oak of Dota.
Oh, did you see that? HFN was like so low. Theolacor almost managing to get that kill. If the Venge hadn't swapped right there, it would have been so dead. And still, at the end of the day, HFN gets that kill.
Yeah. Down goes, nice save there by King RD. Wait, no, King AO.
King Ao.
Apologies.
King Ao.
King Ao.
GRD, the Gordo. No, that was one of his stories. He said like, what's the RD like DRD part, and he said like they used to call him like Fatty Gordo. So
That's like
fun trivia for y'all. Misery should be able to get himself. Oh, not if they land the impale though. Nice swap coming out from King RD.
swaps are on point.
Yeah, the nice and the laugh. Yeah, they have been on point. This has become a very like high value hero, I feel, especially seeing it throughout the major. Being able to punish any sort of bad placement, and also you can do a double swap now. I remember the first game I played and I forgot that was a thing, and I kept double swapping my teammates, and they're like, please stop doing that. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. Were you in that game with me? You might have.
I might have been. I don't know. My last couple of weeks have just been a blur. Started my new job, so I'm that might have happened. That does sound like you.
That does sound, yeah, thanks. Thanks, dude. There's a lot of thirst up here for Misery as he's pushing out the wave. You've got Lella standing nearby, the Oracle also coming top. I do like this. Like, I'm still not sure what the actual build is, because all he has is phase boots and a Blightstone right now, but he's able to push out the waves. He's able to do a lot of harass early.
Yeah, meanwhile, Spectre here, farming away at the same time. I mean, the fact that the Spectre has room to farm now makes Spectre a very, very happy boy. Or happy ghosting.
Happy ghosting. Well, you know, this is... The more breathing room he gets, the better off it is. And this is one thing that I have to say Chaos is just absolutely fantastic at doing, is usually one lane ends up, you know, because you have to put pressure on at least one lane. So the lane that suffered most was obviously the bottom lane, dealing with the... Oh, boy. All right, Misery in for maybe... Nope, he's all right. All right, he's out. He had a remnant up. He's no fool. This guy's no fool.
He's a genius. You're talking to the guy who invented position 4 Ember Spear. Okay.
I know. How could I ever doubt him? Jeez. And look at him. He's just so annoying. Just constantly throwing out the searing chains. Do you have a haunt coming out, though? Oh, they've got their eyes over here onto the Terrorblade. Followed up with the RP. They need a little bit more damage, though. Theolacor making his way over. They'll actually use the false promise to keep Leo alive. And everyone's just going to TP out. Oh, but that's not going to be King RD. King RD got to get held into place. And the Reaper Sight. See you later.
Down he goes for an extra 50.
What's going on over here? Lena? Tavo? Hello?
How did that happen? Magnus was over here.
I'm guessing he must have... I'm guessing he must have TP'd and then just made his way over or something. Or maybe he skewered down off the cliff. He definitely got a reverse polarity off, though, the RP.
Mm-hmm. Then he got false promise there on the Terrorblade after though he was missing all of his damage. But Terrorblade's a lot more farm than the Spectre. But again, even though you're dying there on the Magnus and the Vengeful Spirit, those are your two. Oh, I was gonna say two support heroes. I forgot this is pause for Ember again. These are.
How could you forget?
Yeah, my bad. So it's like your support and your offlane dying. Meanwhile, like the Spectre that the enemies put so much pressure into shutting down earlier on is just doing whatever he wants to.
Oh, that was a really good impale, but I have a feeling Theolacor is still dead. Yeah, Misery going to be able to make a rotation. The searing chain just ticking down, and HFN plays with his food a little bit before delivering the killing blow.
No, he wasn't playing with his food. He was going in for that last hit, making sure Misery didn't get it.
So it's a little playing with your food.
Okay, it's a little bit. It's not like, he's going to get away. We're desperate to eat this ice cream before it melts.
No, it's okay, yeah, that's a good analogy, I think. All right.
Come on, Dota heroes getting away is like eating ice cream, Moxie. Like, you want to be the one who eats the ice cream, but you also don't want to waste it, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about. No. I assume you mean well, but HFN, do they have to cancel? Yeah, they've got the Yules. What? 40R? I guess he just didn't want to fight him there. Because he has a Yules, he's got the Light Strike Array, he had everything available if he wanted to cancel the TP. But I guess maybe he figured he needed more help. Maybe it was a bait. Didn't see where everyone... Oh, no, they did see where everyone else was, because I have an observer ward over here while they all farm together. I don't know what happened. Explain it to me, Neff.
That one I just missed because I was thinking about the ice cream comment.
God damn it, Neff. You had one job. You have one job, Neff.
Pay attention to the game. Alright, but, right. Spectre. When do you think Spectre comes online? I'm thinking probably another, like, 5 minutes, if that. Probably wants to get a Diffusal Blade or a tank up or something like that. Then I think that they start to ready to take fights on Chaos. Or they might just use all the time that they can, like take advantage of the fact that they still have power. And this Magnus is constantly following the Spectre around the map, even like teleporting to the shrine near where the Spectre's farming to be able to get this power off on him. Just doing whatever he can to help the Spectre like catch up and get ahead of this Terrorblade. And it's actually working because see 193 CS to this 221 Terrorblade. Considering the difference at the start that these two got, that's insane.
Well, that's the power of a Magnus. You know, a lot of people think that, oh, you know, he's a good pair for like, you know, people that have like big wombo combos, but also, you know, the fact that he does have the Empower just is so absolutely valuable, especially for heroes that, you know, don't necessarily have a built-in mechanic to catch up in the jungle. We see it a lot on like the Phantom Assassins, we see it a lot in the Jugs, but it's also just incredible on Spectre, especially if she's a little bit behind. The Olacor, though, I've been impressed. He's been on top of this Spectre the entire time, keeping tabs on her.
But at this point, the Spectre is, I think, yeah, way too strong compared to this Nyx Assassin. Here's Nyx Assassin just hitting level 11, meanwhile Spectre is almost twice as much HP level 12. But actually, you weren't in place right there on Theo Lacor when the Necrophos came in ready to get a kill on that guy. I think the two of them together could have brought him down with the Reaper Scythe.
Well, maybe they didn't realize where everyone else was at the time, so they wanted to be careful. Plus, Spectre does have the Haunt up, so you'd have to have some very quick fingers and stack those stuns just right.
Yeah, that is true.
Smoke coming out, though, here. And again, they do have the Haunt up, though, for the Spectre, so I think you send in Theolacor, let him work his little magic.
It's bug magic.
Yeah, look at him. He finds 3 people right away here. They're not really grouped up. We'll be able to just poke at the Magnus. There's the BKB coming out from Weehaw, though. They're going to try to burst him down. They've caught that Light Strike already. They'll be able to take down 444. And over on the back end, Tabo was looking for that RP. Will be able to find it. Goes and grabs himself the Necrophos. The Slight going to be able to clean up the Olacor now. And the meta gets popped. Oh, 4DR. He's going to get taken out as Weehaw tries to fight his way through. But there's just a lot of damage going to throw out that magic missile. BKB does get popped by Leo, though. A little bit late. Will sunder up his Necrophos as he just keeps on marching right down. HFN's still alive here. They're still fighting. They're looking for Lelis. Lelis, of course, it's hard to take him down when the Ghost Shroud is up, but once that's down, just a couple clicks will be able to take him down.
So amazing team fight there by Chaos, just being able to take that. Was it 0 for 4, 0 for 5, 4, 0 for 4.
Right into the Roche
that was a
pit
little
they
bit
go.
annoying. It was a little bit annoying at the end of the team fight. Terrorblade. I think he would have been able to get out of there without having to sunder that Necrophos, but Necrophos stuck him around a little bit too long at the end of that anyway, so he ended up getting punished for that. But
Well, I
doing
wonder.
Roche with this low HP.
They got it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty high risk gameplay though. I mean, Necrophos buys back, and then like Lena runs in the pit and gets a stun. I think like a Light Strike array into Dragon Slave would have killed half of them right there.
Yeah, but they didn't know that. I think they're probably frazzled after Leo went and just sundered up his Necrophos and killed him, basically. I wonder if that had something to do with it too, but yeah, they just let the Roche fall. And HFN, I think, is memeing on us now. He's got 2 Blink Daggers queued up.
He must be doing this intentionally. They always do this to the casters.
You know,
You see
some of them
somebody-
really, they do. They actually do it just to troll the casters.
Like, oh yeah, this is the item he's going, and here's why, viewers. When really he's just messing with you. Yeah, he ended up going the Diffusal Blade after that, though. So after this, he'll probably tank up a little bit more, just so he can be the one standing in the center of the team fight, because they don't really have anybody who's that great at doing that at the moment. Magnus is alright at getting in, but generally you want Spectre to be your main initiator, and then once they go on the Spectre, or once they start to position themselves for the fight, that's when you want to get the RP off.
Well, I think you can't have Tavo frontlining the entire time because he needs to be able, like you said, to get the RP off. So having someone else a bit tankier, I always feel like whenever you've got these big initiators, whether it's an Enigma or, you know, a Magnus, you need like one other initiator though, because it's too much pressure to land that perfect black hole, the perfect RP.
Yeah, when there's no fight going on, because the enemies are able to be a lot more conscious of looking out for that if they know the position of like that hero, or if there's nothing else going on.
Mhm.
Once you throw in like a different initiator, like the Spectre just goes in because she's really tanky, or a Clockwork jumps in, then you have vision of all the other heroes. They're focused on that one guy in the very center at that point. They might slip up just slightly, and that's when you get the big RPs, the big black holes off on the enemies.
Would you have liked to have seen? So we see a lot of the. Oh, hold on. Keeping my eye on here on Misery. Just poking around. We'll slide out. Gets a lot of information actually out of that. Finds 3 of the heroes. 4 actually. Would you have preferred to see on Weeha? I know they went for the phase boots just for that extra movement speed, but we've been seeing a lot of these mid players opting to go for what I like to call the Viper build, where they get the Rod of Atos, which he does have, but also like the Guardian Greaves. Or do you think it's more important for him to have that speed to keep that link?
I think the speed is super important. Being able to gap that initial.
Yeah, like you said, that passive. Oh, the RP comes out, though, from Tabo. Grabs a couple of them. BKB getting thrown out here by Leo. Now Tabo in for some trouble. Going to have to run himself away, juke himself through the trees. Can they find him in time? He's going pretty fast right now. They need some sort of a stun. The Olakor, oh, he turns his... Oh, no. He turns his way right up into Leo, which gives the vision for 444 to get the kill. King RD still alive somehow. I'm not sure how that managed to happen. Does have an earn charge, couple stick charges as well. Does not have a TP, but he's just going to take the long way through the jungle, I guess. Drop some wards. Unfortunately, that's going to get immediately dewarded. It's kind of like a trail of breadcrumbs here, telling you exactly where King RT is going.
Oh, no.
And he's actually made it out, though.
Yeah, he has. Even though he's got no TP. I mean, I know what everyone watching is say, hey, why don't you just buy a TP? You have a free slot for it. But you have to understand the struggle of being a support now. You got to buy your earn. Like, his 2 big items that he has, other than his boots, are Earn and Windlace. Please understand, everybody. He doesn't have the money for a TP.
He should be able to buy a TP. Shake my head enough. Come on now. When in doubt, just buy a TP.
Just don't be poor, lol.
Just don't be, yeah. Just win, lol.
Idiot having no money.
God, what was... I'm like so triggered by hearing that. That's like Admiral Bulldog's favorite thing. And there was one cast that I did with him, and I was like, well, what if you wanted to? He's like, just ban it. And I was like, okay, but I'm talking about just ban it, Moxie. And I was like, all right, this is done. Thanks, Bulldog. Mildly triggered. This is still such a neck-and-neck game, though. That's actually really exciting, because usually you see a lot of games where they're a bit stompy, especially, you know, obviously Chaos is the favored team right now. They've gone to several of the main stage events. They've shown really good progress. ButterFly Effect, there are a lot of really good players, honestly. These are players that have been around in the Brazilian scene for quite a while. Most notably, of course, Adriano 4DR, Theolacor, Lelis. These guys are... Oh... Aegis actually gets reclaimed right when HFN runs into Leo. Should be able to get himself onto the high ground, turns around, has that defusal finish, but they'll be able to go grab that bounty rune. Look at the damage that these illusions are starting to do from Spectre.
Be super careful in these things. I mean, one of the big things about Spectre is both the hero and the illusions is the fact that a while ago, the Desolate AoE got nerfed, so there's another hero on the map, like anywhere close to you. It doesn't do that bonus Desolate damage, which is actually like a pretty significant nerf because the amount of pure damage we were doing before was insane. As well as the vision protection. That was pretty good too. But that generally doesn't happen in team fights or anything like that now. Because again, 500 AoE is huge.
For sure. For sure. So what's the next move? Do they just want to... I feel like Chaos can just wait, right? Chaos can wait. They can go for Roche at the next available opportunity. Spectre's just going to get stronger and stronger. But then do we start to worry about the lineup coming out from the side of ButterFly Effect?
I mean, I think I was talking about that during the draft. One of the big reasons why you can pick Terrorblade is because he has that early game push potential. He can just take towers a lot quicker than a lot of other heroes because of how Metamorphosis works. But he also is huge in the late game, both with his Sunder talent and the amount of damage that he has and agility growth rate. You're 4.8 per level now. Wonderful. Thanks, Valve. So, anyways, this guy can obviously stand his ground with Spectre. He's one of the few heroes that can, but the diffusal blade that Spectre has that I was talking about that this guy would build earlier, it's one of the things that are going to help deal with this Terrorblade, because now level 3 Sunder does have a 50 mana cost. So being able to take that down does help you outclass that just a little bit.
We've got a big fight going on in the mid lane. They go and they use the scythe. The Laguna Blade will be able to clean up, though. They've got the RP coming through here. Does stun up Leo. Will be able to walk away, though, thanks to the BKB. And they go and they heal up 40R with that false promise. Oh, the root comes out and the Sunder. They'll be able to take down Misery. And now it looks like HFN, he might be in the bad spot here as they land the Light Strike Array. The rest of the team making their way over. They don't have the scythe, luckily. And he's very, very tanky. Should be able to go get himself up to that high ground. Does have the swap available if needed. King RD standing nearby, gets the swap up, but it's going to put him right down here onto Theolacor. I think he's actually going to die now to Theolacor if he's not careful. Yeah, he's going to fall. And they'll also be able to get the kill onto King RD.
So
I
this could
don't...
be huge right now.
I mean, they've got backdoor protection at least, although the creeps are on their way. And Spectre bought back during that, so...
Yeah, Metamorphosis is down, but these heroes are just going to rip through these towers right here.
Oh, the blink from the Lina. Light Strike Array wanting to take down Tavo as quickly as possible. He's going to get stunned up. There's just too much damage. He'll take Tavo out immediately. Does have buyback if necessary. Probably doesn't want to go back in just at this time because he doesn't have the RP up. But the amount of illusions going out onto the screen will actually buy back and manage to land a root over onto Lelis. Will be able to purge it. As HFN, he's got the Diffusal. BKB comes out from Weeha. He wants to try to disab some of this damage here from Theolacor. Theolacor slowly getting chipped down. Does have that Spike Carapace, but the BKB keeps him alive. They do manage to get the Slight. They find Lelis in the corner. They need to find a way to cancel out that TP. Will they be able to do it? No, Lelis makes it out.
It was pretty costly defense, but they ended up doing it right there. So Gold Swing now, I guess, pretty heavily, starting to fall back to the favor of ButterFly effect. If you take a look at all these graphs right here, these are some huge swings in both the EXP, gold, and win rate.
Yeah,
they didn't manage to take down that tier 3 tower, being able to open up shrines and stop some of that control of the map that Chaos has would have been wonderful, but still, you're pretty happy about forcing that buyback on the Spectre. If you can manage to take him down again, you can be in position to take a Rax or two.
Did just finish up the ButterFly on the Spectre, but on the flip side of that, if you take a look at what Leo just finished up, he has himself the MKB. So, missed chances, not going to be happening anymore for the Spectre, but does have a lot of very decent damage to dish out.
So, yeah, that was like, you probably saw him start to get the ButterFly and thought, okay, well, I'm going to start working on my MKB right away then. And again, just the finish. So that gold they just got from that one team fight.
Now, does Lotus Orb do a Dispel as well?
A soft Dispel.
Soft Dispel, okay.
Yeah, just like
Oh, Tavo, Light Striker. Oh boy, alright.
that guy's down for a long time now.
That all happened so fast too. It was like the Impale, the Laguna, the Scythe that just... He was gone in like a split second. That's going to open up Roche for the side of ButterFly.
This is really good timing for them. They're still going to have time to push after this guy's dead, because Magnus is down probably
down for 100
90
something
seconds after they finish this Roche here.
Yeah, look at all the chat spam coming out from Tavo here. Cheese also going to get picked up over on the Terror Blade. Weeha needs to be careful. Does have that Shadow Blade, but needs to be careful. They can't afford to lose anyone. Although the splitting coming out, again, you've got Misery on the Ember Spirit, so he's going to be able to clear out lanes, keep pushing. Spectre has Haunt up and running. He's going to be going for that Skull Basher next. So yeah. I think you just keep letting HFN push out as much as he can while the rest of the team just keeps sliding, plasma fielding, and pushing out. Yeah, they want this bottom tower. That one will fall.
They're going to be able to get the Rax here.
Careful, 4DR has his eyes on King RD. King RD, he's just going to get obliterated here. And they've got that Lotus Orb, so we've got the steel-on-steel action coming out from Weeha and Leo. Ember going to have to go. Remnant himself out. Doesn't want to fight in the middle of all of this here. And there's going to be the stun coming up. Oh, they'll be able to take down Misery. He's not going to be able to slide himself around anymore, although he does buy back immediately. Theolacor trying to run himself away from Weeha. We do have the Haunt on the Spectre, but she's just holding on to it as she's pushing out the wave here.
You can't waste this right now. You know that if you throw that Haunt out now, then you lose the second Rax. They can maybe defend the second Rax right now. Actually, I'm not so sure. Yeah, they'll be able to defend this one.
I mean, the Magnus is going to be up in 15 seconds, so... I think they take the tower. Oh, they're actually going to commit the meta to this here. They really want to take down the second Rax. They need Magnus to be up. They need to be able to use this Haunt and get in. Oh, no. Misery, and for some problems. That Laguna Blade just takes him out, and he's got no buyback. I don't know. Do you still go in on this? There'll be the swap coming out, followed up by the Haunt. Yule's going to be able to protect Lena a little bit longer. The BKB going to get popped over here onto Leo. HFN throws out the dagger. Beautiful RP that comes out. And look at HFN. He's got that power. Just going to be able to slice through them. But again, they've got the False Promise up and running. They've got themselves that Aegis that's going to be popping them right back up again. Oh, King RD is going to get taken down. Tavo, he's looking for an opening. The scythe comes out over onto HFN. They'll take him down too. There's no buyback on this. This actually could be... This could be game if they decide to keep on running, but actually no. They buy back over on the Terrorblade, they buy back on the Oracle. Yeah, they call GG. ButterFly Effect taking game number 1.
Wow. I mean,
that's an upset.
That's a huge upset. I mean, that death on Tavo ended up costing him the game. Him going down right there on top of the buyback and the Reaper site, that was just too long in the box. I mean, yeah, the fact that that happened just escalated, and I guess it caused a ButterFly Effect. Get out. Get out. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Never again. No, I'm just kidding. But that was a wonderful game. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like that was definitely in the hands of Chaos Esports Club, but maybe they're just having a little bit too much fun. You know, sometimes you go into these qualifiers, you're feeling like the big dogs, and you just want to play around, meme a bit, and then the other team is just super hungry and says, all right, you can play, but we're going to take a game off of you. Mm-hmm. And at that last fight there, like, they could have let them go on Chaos. Like, they didn't have to take that team fight, but at the same time, when you let the enemies take 2 Raxes like that, and then all of your heroes are back up, you want to be able to punish that. But they had Aegis, they had Cheese, so punishing them was too hard. And they ended up losing the game for it. I mean, it would have been like an extremely difficult game if they continued from that point and just let them go. But it's hard.
Yeah, I feel like if you're HFN right now, you're kind of pissed at your team because it took so much for him to be able to come back, right? He had like such a terrible lane, and you know, he was focused on farming, trying to get everything, but then, you know, just a couple bad team fights, and there goes your lead, there goes your coming back. And yeah, ButterFly Effect, you know, like I said, these are all very very big veterans from the Brazilian scene, so they have a lot of potential here. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with game number 2, guys, so stick around.